The stupid clap, bro. Yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the New Life Youth Podcast. We call it the Breakfast Club. My name is KERRY. I'm one of your hosts, and my co-host with me,
Hezekiah Gallegos.
So we're laughing because we used to shoot videos back in the day, promo videos, and we used to always give Hezekiah a hard time because right when he would start, he'd do the clap. And just now, as we pressed start to record, I was like, dang it, the clap.
It's rubbed off.
Yeah, man, it's trend setting.
Yeah.
That's what we do here. That's what we do here, though, man. We trend set, for real.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah, we appreciate everyone who listened to the first episode, man. We got a lot of cool feedback from you guys, and, we really do this for the teenagers here at New Life Youth, but for those of you who aren't from New Life Youth and checked it out, man, that's cool. You guys are obviously welcome. Everyone's welcome to be a part of the audience, man. So
except parents. Don't let your parents listen to this. This is a no-go for parents. I'm totally joking.
Yeah.
Parents can listen to this.
So
it's PG.
Man, it's PG. Yeah, we keep
sometimes 14.
Yeah, sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. Now, but we wanted to take a different approach with this podcast when we started, and we talked about that a little bit last time. But we'll talk about some serious things, but we wanted to keep it fun and refreshing. And we got a cool episode for y'all today because we're going to talk about a lot of Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm. Binge watched it.
Yeah, my man has, man. Tell him how you got caught up.
Well, I don't have a Netflix account because I'm cheap. But Kerry kept getting on to me. He was like, bro, you need to get a Netflix. So I finally created one. And I think I created it on Sunday. Started Sunday in the evening. Finished it Monday after work. Yeah, finished it Monday. Knocked it all out. It was pretty intense, dude.
I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah, I was low-key kind of scared. Yeah, so my wife's not at home all the time, so she babysits. So she was out babysitting, and I was at home alone. And I was like, man, I need some lights on or something. Yeah. But then I was scared the lights were going to start flickering whenever they were flickering in the show.
Yeah.
So it's like, it'd probably be better just to watch it in the dark.
There is a darker side to season 4, man. That's what I was telling everybody after I watched Volume 1.
Yeah.
Like, I told my brother, I was like, yeah, they went super, like, that first episode, we'll talk about all this, but, like, of course, he watched, he was like, yeah, dude, I was not expecting that, like, man, I'm telling you, dude, I was sitting in the living room like, oh my gosh, like, what in the world is going, like, we haven't seen a death like that.
Heck no.
In the episode, in the show, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I'm loving the growth of the kids because when they started they were like little kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's cool, man. But real quick before we get into the Stranger Things stuff, man, we had the opportunity to go to Plainview, Texas on the 24th of June and got to hang out at my boy Ishmael Soto's church. Shout out to Ish, man. And yeah, man, thank you so much for having us. They were having a youth event called Holy Ground, and we got to hang out and got to see them do a relay, which inspired me for our spring retreat coming up next year. And, man, got the opportunity to minister to the kids. It was cool, man. I had a good time.
It was really fun.
Yeah, and so we, on the way back, it was me, Hez, and Andresito. And on the way back, we kind of got into a really deep conversation real quick that we want to talk about before we get into the Stranger Things topic stuff. But, we started talking about, like, unhealthy competition in youth ministry.
Yeah.
We really talked about it a lot, and I've been in youth ministry now, leading for over 10 years, and you have led in youth ministry for a year. You know what I'm saying? And along that, bro, like, you were alongside me a lot of those years, and so we can honestly say, man, I saw a lot of unhealthy competition when it came to youth ministry, right?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of competition, comparing, stuff like that. And actually, I don't even know why we got on this subject. We were just talking and...
We're just talking about the good old days, man.
Yeah, we were talking we were reflecting.
Yeah. Because his worship team, man, they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And it was crazy to see how young they were. I think that's what it kind of sparked the conversation. It was like, man, dude, they're young.
Yeah.
And it of course it sparked up a conversation back whenever we started, man.
Yeah.
We were kids, bro. We were freshmen.
Yeah.
Dang, we were little fishies.
Yeah.
We were freshmen. I was always talking mess about how worship teams sucked. So I was like, you know, because at the time it was just Andrew on the guitar, Caleb
Yeah.
on the guitar, and Emily
That's
on the
right.
vocals.
Yeah. Before you hopped on.
And then I believe Tristan was on the drums, right?
Not yet. Well,
No.
see, here's the thing, and I'm not trying to throw Tristan under the bus here or nothing like that, but like, he came back from Dallas. I think he was going into his senior year or junior year. It was one of those 2 years, man. But I know he was real heavy involved with the drum line at his school.
Yeah.
And so, if I remember correctly, he actually didn't come on until, like, full on until, like, you were already involved.
Yeah.
Andrew, of course, Kaylin, Caleb. Because remember, the first night we did worship, we did I Surrender without drums, remember?
Yeah.
And I remember we carried that thing for, like, 45 minutes, man.
Yeah, man. It was just, we just started talking about how, you know, we started doing it so young and so raw.
Yeah.
One night, dude, it was crazy because I had felt the Holy Spirit. I think he heard me complaining, you know, but I was like, man, these vocals aren't that great. It doesn't sound that great. And then something just hit me, and it was like, you got so much to say, but what are you doing?
Right.
I was like, ooh. I was like, all right. So then I asked you, you know, hey, man, what do y'all need?
Yeah.
And you're like, man, we could use a keyboard player.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, bro. So I was like, I'd never touched the keyboard in my life.
Yep.
So I just, all right, Spirit, you lead me, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I was not no pro, bro, but man,
Yeah.
I really grew, and man, we got the worship team to a pretty solid spot, man.
Yeah, man. And you know what, man? I think, you know, again, shout out to Ish, man, because, you know, one of the things that I love seeing when I go to youth events is when I see teenagers leading.
Yeah.
When I see the young people leading, like that. Like, to me, that shows what kind of leader you are.
Yeah.
In a sense, right? Like, it shows, like, man, you're really leading and discipling and training kids up to lead, right? And so when I saw that, I was like, man, Ish, you on the right track, bro. Like, for real, you're doing a phenomenal job with this group. And so, yeah, man, I was the same way. I was like, man, this group right here, they got, they're gonna, if they continue to grow, man.
They had some potential, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely, dude. I was enjoying it. But you're right, that's what kind of we were talking about back in the day, and I think that's where it kind of branched off to, you know, one of the things that I always saw was like, I always felt too, was just like this unhealthy competitive nature between youth ministries.
Yeah.
And man, you know, looking back now, like, yeah, it was like that. And I say looking back now because now, since, you know, for the past 2.5 years, I have, like, honestly, like, a whole new perspective on leading youth ministry, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was a interesting thing we were talking about. And look, if you're from another youth ministry and you know us personally, we're not specifically, like, trying to throw shade, but, like, I think we can all agree that at some point, there was this unhealthy competitive nature, this unhealthy comparison, right, to where we were like, we were trying to one-up one another in so many different things.
Yeah.
Whether it was worship team, whether it was drama teams, whether it was conferences. Man, I mean, I remember we would all, like, everybody who hosted a conference, every youth ministry that I knew, right, you know, come to the best, right? Like, everybody had the best, right? And I know, man, like, you really believe that and you push that, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that completely. But I think one thing that, you know, I've seen in the past is, like, that unhealthy competitive nature. And so moving forward, you know, for me, like, I think what happens is, what I've seen is, like, the comparison thing. They have this, we don't have that. We have this, they don't have that, right? And so, And
that's hard, man. That's scary, because whenever you start looking at things like that, then you lose sight.
There you go.
You know, you lose sight of what it's really about and who it's really about, man. And it's, once you get to comparisons, man, my gosh, it's so easy, bro. Speaking from experience, man, like, I would hear the keyboard players, and I mean, our keyboard player, Nathan, man, freaking phenomenal. And I was like, man, he's so good. And he starts comparison, but you can't do that. You know, comparison's dangerous, man. It's very dangerous, and it could actually make you lose sight.
There you go.
You know, of why you're doing it, and it's a dangerous thing, man. In life as well, in anything really, man. You gotta be careful with it.
Yeah, and so I don't know, man. We just, you know, you were talking about, hey, man, we should bring that up, and so we bring it up today on this podcast because yeah, we're gonna have fun and talk crazy and make
Right.
we want to make people laugh, but at the same time, I think it's good to make it aware. Listen, if you're a youth leader out there and you're listening to this, man, I would encourage you, if you find yourself in an unhealthy competitive nature where you're looking to the left and to the right and you're trying to be better than the youth pastor down the street, man, you know, take it from someone who did get caught up in that, because I did. I can have an honest, open, transparent moment to where I found myself like that for a little bit, and of course God convicted me strongly, because like you said, Hez, you lose sight
Yeah.
of what you're really supposed to be doing. And so, man, if you're out there and you're listening as a youth pastor and a youth leader, and I would encourage you, just humble yourself before the Lord and just say, hey, Lord, I'm sorry. I've been looking to the left, to the right way too much. You have me where I have me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You have me where I have me. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being inspired.
Right. Yeah.
That's totally cool. We've been inspired by many youth ministries. GSYM inspired us straight out the gate. Okay, the Mix
Yeah.
was our biggest inspiration.
They're good.
We always watched what they did, and it was an inspiration,
Yeah.
right? There's nothing wrong with having groups that because iron does sharpen iron,
Right. Yeah.
right? And so there's nothing wrong with having that inspiration. But when it becomes a point to where you start coveting, where you start comparing, and when you start having this unhealthy, like, ooh, we gotta be better than them, we gotta one up them, that's dangerous.
Right.
And if you're not careful, like if you're really not careful, your youth ministry and your ministry is gonna take the hit. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's true.
and here's another thing that'll happen: you'll get burned out. You'll get burned out because you're trying to compete and do better than this, that, whatever, and that's what's going to happen long term. You'll get burnt out because no matter if you're not following and doing what God has called you to do, and listen, youth pastors, you're supposed to steward your pastor's youth ministry. You see what I'm saying? And so where God has you, that's where God has you. Build the kids where you are. Let it grow right. Let it flourish right. And you can take inspiration on all day, every day.
Yeah.
But be very, very careful when you start gossiping, when you start talking negative, all that sort of stuff, because that's when you find yourself in an unhealthy competition mode.
Yeah, that's true.
And-
That's good.
And so,
That's good.
but yeah, so we just wanted to talk about that, man. We wanted to wanted to let y'all know, like, hey, in youth ministry, we've made mistakes. We've done things that, if we could rewind the clocks or whatever, like Vecna.
Mhm. That's crazy.
But, we just want to encourage you guys, hey, for me, I know one of the things that I've learned, obviously, that I'm very comfortable in is where God has me is where He has me.
Yeah.
I'm going to build where God has told me to build, and that's just that. So,
That's true. That's good.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's switch topics, man. So, real quick, man, before we get into the Stranger Things thing, bro, I have to ask you a question. I was disappointed because I found out the other day that Dunkin' Donuts, they're frozen.
They're frozen?
Yeah. And
What do
they're
you mean?
just
Like they keep them like.
they're frozen and then they're heated up in the morning.
Oh.
They're not like freshly made.
That's a bummer. You know why?
Why?
Because they're not made by foreign people.
Uh
Yeah, bro.
I was so disappointed, man. Like seriously, I was like, what the heck? Like that, like to me, I feel like I've been scammed.
I could see that. Well, I mean, now you know they keep pizza dough pre-frozen.
Yeah.
As homeboy was showing, what's his name? Argyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude's funny, man.
That dude is a trip, bro.
Have you called the number on the pizza van?
No, have
If
you?
you call it, it's actually like him like taking your order.
Really?
Yeah. So like.
That's
yeah,
funny.
it's freaking hilarious, man. But yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but that's a bummer.
Yeah. Best donut shop in Lubbock.
Whoa. Oh, I thought you were saying Dunkin'
Oh,
Donuts.
heck no, dude.
I was about to say, bro. I was about to slap that mic out of your hand.
Who would you say?
Not. The best, man. I might be being biased because I went to Lubbock High, but the 19th Street City Donuts right
Yeah,
across the
that one
street.
place, that's good.
That place is.
Yeah, I would say
legit.
between them and Rise and Shine.
Rise and Shine is
Rise
very
and Shine
good.
goes off,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And I live right down the street from one.
Yeah.
And so, man, their bear claws are like freaking bear claws, dude. Like huge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm a blueberry fanatic, bro.
Yeah.
Anything with blueberry in it, I'll tear it up.
Yes.
So I think 19th Street does, and there's another one off of Indiana. It's called Benjamin's Donuts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird name.
Yeah.
You know, it's not your average donut shop,
Yeah,
but they've got some really good blueberry glazed donuts, bro. That's where it's at.
I like fritters.
Fritters are good.
Fritters.
Yeah, I like fritters.
Yeah.
But I will say though, if you're gonna get a fritter, no one beats O.L. Slayton or O.L. Slayton.
I was about to say what?
No one, that's middle school. The Slayton Bakery.
Ah.
Have you ever had theirs?
No, I've never had theirs.
Bro, worth the drive.
Yeah.
Worth the drive. Theirs is legit.
Um.
Yes, amazing.
So like during the pandemic, when everyone was on lockdown, right? We would supposed to be on lockdown. Me and Alicia, like we ate a ton of. Excuse me if I butcher this. We ate a lot of the panaderia bread.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I'm not meaning this right. I'm Hispanic, but the Mexican bread.
I'm coconut,
sweet
so
bread.
I couldn't.
You know what I'm saying? So, but man, that stuff is so good, bro.
It is with milk.
We got crazy on it. I would go every Monday.
Really?
And like stock up for the week.
Dang.
But it was super affordable. I was walking out with like two bags for like $13.
You come off the steal with those things, dude.
I'm like, man, this is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
The wife loves those, bro. Those and the little piggies.
Yo.
She
I love the pigs.
loves those, dude.
Yeah.
That with some coffee or some milk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dang, we're getting old. That's old people stuff, dude. Like, babe, go give me some milk and coffee with some little piglets. Yeah, dude, we're getting old, bro.
Oh man. Well, let's get into what we really want to talk about today. All right, let's get into what we really want to talk about today. We want to talk about Stranger Things, bro. Stranger Things, season 4, volumes 1 and 2.
This was intense, dude.
Yeah.
This was freaking. So, like I said, I binge watched it, dude, and man, I was not ready. I was not ready for what was popping up, dude. I was like, whoa. Like, I could see why people were like, hey, dude, that one's a scary one. I was like, it's Stranger Things. It's supposed to be kind of freaky, but not that scary. Oh, dude, this scared the heck out of me, dude. I was like, what is going on here? Yeah, I was like, man, I could only imagine what pastors have dealt with after seeing that. I was like, whoa. You know what,
man? I really love this season.
Yeah.
To me, my favorite season before this one was obviously season 3. You know, Starcourt Mall, all that, the whole 80s theme. The kids were like more teenagers.
Yeah.
You know, you had Mike and 11 in a relationship, all that kind of stuff. You know, Hop going ballistic because he kept catching them making out, all that sort of stuff, right? You had teen drama, right, in season 3, right? Now, they're older, they're in high school, right? Lucas is playing basketball on the varsity team as a freshman, all that sort of stuff, and the kids are in a group called the Hellfire Club,
dude, that's
right? And they're still playing Dungeons and Dragons and all that sort of stuff, and yeah, man, I guess because they're older, they're going that dark now. They're getting more, because like I said, we were talking a minute ago, Chrissy's death in episode 1,
bro,
I was
insane,
like,
bro.
Holy crap! Like,
imagine being Eddie and seeing that.
Yeah, see, I did not expect that.
Yeah.
When I saw her getting lifted, I was like, oh, she's just gonna die or something. Like, she's gonna, fall down, choke, and then of course, you saw the arm snap, the leg snap. Yes. I was just like, and you heard it too.
Yes.
And then you saw the eyes. I was like, oh my gosh! And of course, Eddie's like, freaking out, right? Yeah,
bro,
dude.
Are we gonna talk about what drugs she was going for? Because, dude, all right, she was going for some Mary Jane at first.
Yeah.
And then she wanted something, something more stout.
Yeah.
So, bro, he asked. He told her you can either snort it or you could smoke it. That's some intense stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, whoa, okay, dude. But
But it goes to show too. Okay, so like not to go like youth pastor mode real quick.
Yeah.
That goes to show like you can be the most popular kid in school, have the most popular boyfriend in school, head of the cheerleading squad, all that sort of stuff. It doesn't mean you don't battle certain things.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
It doesn't mean you have stuff that's hidden, stuff that you're not dealing with. And for example, with her character, she was dealing with stuff to the extreme Of course, it said, she was dealing. Obviously, it's a show, right? So she was dealing with Vecna coming to mess with her, but it was to the points where it was driving her to get involved in drugs. So let's go youth passion mode for a minute,
right?
And Vecna is quote unquote the devil. Man, I sound like.
No, dude, you don't, because I was thinking the exact same thing when I was watching it, dude.
Yeah, so if you can kind of compare that in a sense to, that's exactly what the enemy does. Like, he'll come and he'll mess with your mind. He'll come and mess with you and send you to where he pushes you. If you're not strong enough to rebuke, it pushes you into an avenue like drugs, alcohol, whatever. With Chrissy's
escape from your reality.
Yeah, there you go, perfect. And so that's what happened with with Chrissy. And she found herself in a very, very bad situation. But going back to what we're talking about, that whole death scene was crazy, bro.
That was intense.
That was crazy. I wasn't prepared for that. I remember I sat there with my jaw just like open, bro.
Yeah.
Like, dropped to the floor. I was like, oh my gosh.
What do you do, bro? What do you do if you're Eddie in that situation? Do you do the same thing, or do you stay and call the cops?
I'm out, dude.
Right?
No one's gonna believe him. Let's be honest. No one was gonna believe him. Let's just be real about it for a second, because of the whole cult thing that they were already portraying in the show. Dungeons and Dragons, all that sort of stuff. But speaking of Eddie, man, I liked Eddie.
He was intense. Yeah, I like Eddie too.
His character was cool, man.
Yeah, for a second he kind of scared me. I thought he was gonna kiss Dustin there for a while. Whenever they're getting rid of the battle. Yeah, he just like looked at him and was like gazing into his eyes. I was like, come on, Dustin. Slap him, Dustin. But it was just bro love. So I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so
I'm all for bro love.
Eddie was a huge fan favorite in season 4.
Yeah.
So like TikTok has been going crazy for Eddie right now. Like, you can't scroll TikTok today right now without seeing something with Eddie.
Yeah.
Like, obviously the solo, which was phenomenal. That whole scene with the solo, and of course the demo bats and all that.
I don't think he really played that.
You don't think so?
No, bro.
They said he did.
Did he really?
They said he did.
No way.
Yeah, they said he really rehearsed and.
That's pretty tight then. Hey, well, that makes that scene even more legendary.
Yeah.
Yes, that's pretty tight. I did not know that.
I enjoyed watching Dustin rock it out with them. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty cool, man. But let's talk about what the people really need to know when it comes to season 4. Okay, so you remember the scene, which, by the way, one of my other favorite characters in Stranger Things is Lucas's sister Erica.
Bro, that little girl's crazy.
She's a beast, bro. She's a freaking boss.
She's sassy. She reminds me of my little sister.
I was about to say that, dude. I was like, yes, she reminds me of somebody, dude.
Yes, and Jez, I'm sorry. I know you're listening to this. You will, but yeah, man. You better get a hold, girl, because that's the route you're going.
Yeah, man. Erica's a beast, bro. Like, she don't play no games whatsoever. I love her character, like, with the part with Lucas and Dustin, where she's like, if you don't tell me what's going on, I'm going to tell Dustin what I found under your bed.
Bro.
And of course, Lucas's eyes are like, no. And Dustin's like, what's under your bed, right? So what the folks want to know? What was under Lucas's bed, bro?
Some crusty socks. I'll tell you that.
Some crusty gym socks? All right.
Some crusty socks with a few magazines that are, not kid appropriate.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm going with.
So Lucas was into some inappropriate stuff. All right. Yes. So here's what I'm gonna say. Under Lucas's bed was Susie's school picture.
Oh man, I didn't even think of that.
No, think about it, man. Like, Dustin was there, right? That'd have been so funny, if it would have been like, no. But who knows, man? It could have been, like you said, inappropriate magazines. It could have been.
I know for a fact, bro. There was some crusty socks under there, bro. Straight up. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, dude. I'll tell you.
It was so funny because Dustin was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, she was like 100. He looked at Luke's like 100.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, man, that scene was hilarious.
I'm not gonna say no names, but I remember I went over to a buddy's house. We were in high school, and we're just gonna go hang out, man. Just regular boys, go kick back, play some video games, go to the park, go ride bikes, go door knocking, running away. Well, we chilled in the room for a little while, bro. While we were chilling in the room, the other buddy was like looking on the side of his bed, and on the side of his bed, he's like, bro, why do you have all these socks over here, bro? And my buddy just ran and grabbed those socks, like, bro, don't touch those, bro. I'm like, dude, is that what I think it is? Sure enough, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's what it was, bro.
Lucas is a young man.
Yeah, young dumb.
Yep.
But yeah.
Interesting stuff, man. But yeah, I love that scene. I thought that scene was so dang funny, man. And then the scene where Robin, right? The one who's hanging out with Steve all the time. That's your name, yeah, Robin.
Yes.
Robin, they're trying to find music. And they're like, Blondie, Beatles, we need music. And Eddie's like, this is music.
That's funny. That's true.
Hilarious.
Dude, Robin, my gosh, that girl can talk.
Yeah.
Dude, she can talk.
It's like nonstop.
Yes.
Nonstop.
I
Yeah.
know a couple people like that. And sometimes they just want to, hey.
Like duct tape.
Let's slow down, bud. Let's slow down a bit.
Shut it down.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
she
nah,
was
man.
wild.
Okay, so after Volume 2 was done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my wife, when I finished watching, because it was crazy, man, because Volume 2 came out the weekend, right, 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
So I actually preached Sunday morning, July 3rd, and it came out that weekend. And so I was trying to get my sermon done, right? Before I watched, because I knew once I started, I was not going to stop. Yeah.
Right.
And so I was like, all right, so I got the sermon done. I watched it, and afterwards, because Alicia had already seen it, and so she came into the living room and she was like, so, what'd you think? I was like, it was freaking awesome. I love the cliffhanger it left us on, all that sort of stuff, right? And then she was like, I am so team Steve and Nancy getting back together. Right? So she said, and my initial response was, no. Like, Steve deserves better. Plain and simple. Steve deserves better. Alright? And she was like, what do you mean? I said, because Nancy's for the streets. She's for the streets, bro. And of course, my wife started laughing. She was like, no, she's not. I was like, she's for the streets, dude. Nancy's for the streets. Alright? Genetically, she's for the streets.
Yeah.
Her mom trying to hook up with Billy, right?
Right, yeah.
When she was married, okay? Nancy is the same way, right? She's in a relationship with Jonathan, and she's flirting and giving Steve the eyes all season 4, dude.
But I mean,
she's for the streets, bro.
Well,
let's rewind. Let's rewind to season 1. Why is Barb dead?
Because of Nancy.
There you go, man. She was shacking up.
She was.
She was shacking up.
She was.
Right? She barely meets Jonathan. Shacks up. Now they're together, right?
I mean, okay. If we're going based off of looks, then yes, okay. I'm for Team Steve. You know, he's all right. He's a champ. He's taking some chunks of meat.
Yeah, dude.
You know, that dude was a boss.
Yeah.
All right, but I don't know, bro. Just because she was giving him, googly eyes doesn't mean that she's for him. You give me googly eyes. You know what I mean?
Stop.
So, and you got a lot. So, come on.
Like, okay, so when he got bitten by the demo bats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when she was tightening? She was just like,
yeah, I do
okay,
remember
bro.
that.
That's like,
yeah.
She was like,
she was lusting there.
Yeah, she was like,
I remember that.
She was reminiscing.
Yeah.
Them high school days. She's for the streets, bro. Steve needs to stay away from her. And if Jonathan knows what's good for him, he'd get away from her too.
But Jonathan might be cool about it though. Because Jonathan's on a whole nother level now, bro. You know what I mean,
right.
Bro?
That's right. He's a pothead now.
He might just be more chill about
it. He's a pothead now. Or
I don't know. I think Steve and Nancy make a cuter couple.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, but I think we have to go with Steve. I lied. Yeah, I'm for Steve.
Yeah, man. Steve deserves better, bro.
He was just gonna leave her.
Yeah. I don't know. Everyone in season 3 was hoping Steve and Robin hooked up, but we all know that didn't pan out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, I was like, no. Nancy Don't get me wrong, she looked
is
gangster with the
bro.
shotgun.
Yes, she did. And then she cut the freaking barrel off.
Yeah,
I was
bro.
like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so bossed
knew what
up
she was
all that.
doing, bro.
The thing is, though, relationship wise,
Yeah.
just like her mama, bro.
I don't think she should be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I think she should be single.
Yeah.
You know, dude, she's got so much. She's like into this newspaper thing, and the only time they ever she ever gets googly eyes to somebody is whenever it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if me and you are fighting at the end of the world together, and you know your wife's not around, I've got a strong feeling you might catch googly eyes from me.
Shut your mouth,
I
dude.
really do think so. It's the end of the world. You know,
You're
whoever is around you is who you're gonna catch googly eyes for, bro. So yes.
Oh my
If
God.
Jonathan was there, bro, if Jonathan was there with her, I guarantee you she would have never gave Steve googly eyes. She would have been all over Jonathan. You know, and for Jonathan, it's like when you see him doing something heroic,
Heroic, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's like it's so much more awesome because it's like, you don't see
You don't
him
expect
being
that,
that.
yeah.
Like Eddie said, he's not the hero.
Yeah.
Steve looks like more like the hero.
Yeah.
So I think she would have been all over Jonathan if he would have been there too.
You think so?
It was just terrible timing, you know. He was stuck in Cali.
But see, that's my thing, man. She ain't faithful, dude.
It's long distance.
It don't matter. That shows that she's not loyal.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
She ain't loyal, bro.
She's not loyal.
She's for the streets, bro.
Yeah, then you're right. Then she doesn't deserve neither one of them.
She doesn't deserve either one, bro.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's just what I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
guess
my
you-
wife, like, I know, like, it was funny because we got to be in the 4th on Broadway, or I don't know if it's Broadway anymore, but we got to be in the 4th of July parade
Yeah.
here in the city. And before we started, like, I was talking to some of the guys about it, and they were like, yo, Nancy's low-key fire, bro, and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, bro, Nancy's for the streets. And they were like, no, she's not. And I started explaining to them, and they were like, oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
And then they were like, but I'm not gonna lie, man, Nancy's mom is fire too. I'm like, you guys are something else, man. I was like, you guys are something else, man.
Yeah, bro. After I saw season 3, I got back in the gym. I applied for a lifeguard position. It didn't work out. It's because I tried to become a lifeguard at Preston Manor,
Uh-huh.
but they didn't let me.
Yeah.
So
That's a nice neighborhood, bro.
yes, it is. But
a
I wasn't
nice
chiseled enough,
Yeah.
so they declined my app.
So I used to do DoorDash and Uber Eats, and whenever I would go deliver out there, man, some of them homes out there,
They're beautiful.
humongous homes, bro.
Mhm.
But I got a bone to pick with you people. y'all tip $5, and I know y'all sitting on banks of money, bro.
that's
And
funny.
you tipping someone $5 when gas is how much?
Almost $5 a
Man,
gallon.
y'all are all right. I see how it is. But anyway, that has nothing to do. So let me ask you this, man. Going into season 5, all right. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of questions, right? So, like, for example, actually, let me do this before we get into season 5 conversation. All right, Vecna comes for you. Okay, you hear the clocks. You're going up. You're being elevated into the air. What song to get you out of the upside down needs to be played for you?
Oh, man, that's a tough one, bro. I don't know. You can ask my wife and she'll vouch for me, but that song is very catchy. I think.
Running up the hill.
You run down the hill. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that one, bro. I don't think that one would be mine though. Man, what would be mine though? That's a good question. Do you have one already?
Yeah.
What's yours?
Back that thing up by Juvenile.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, play it. I'm coming running out. Like,
Okay.
man, back in the day, teen night,
Okay.
pre-Jesus KERRY,
Yeah.
every time I heard back that thing up, man, I was running to the dance floor.
Okay.
Look, someone out there is going to hear this and be like, that is so ungodly. Fine, I'll give you a godly song. All right? If it was a Christian song to get me out. Man, right now I'm listening to a song called The Power of God. Man, who's it by? Let me see who's it by real quick. It's by, I just found it the other day. It's by, Gateway Fellowship Church. Power of God. That song goes hard, man. I've listened to it like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to check it out.
Yeah.
Man, well, if I had to choose one, bro, it would have to mean something special to me. And it would be the one I seduced my wife with. It would be
Why seduced, bro?
because it just sets the mood even better.
Oh
It
God.
would have to be "Oh" by Omarion.
Oh, Marion. Oh man, you taking it back right there,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, my wife likes that song.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
man, that
Wedding
was the
night.
jam. Yeah, I
That was
remember that
blasting.
song.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't repeat no more of those lyrics, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But if we were
maybe for me then Pony by Genuine.
yeah, that was
Also,
a good one.
that was
That was a
actually
good
that's the ringtone my wife calls it. Drives her crazy.
one. Yeah.
Like one time it went off during church and she just kind of like, Carrie.
Who's calling you my wife?
Like yeah, that's how
funny.
we roll, man. Okay, well I was just curious. So in the event this ever does happen to you, I
Yeah.
know what to play.
Bro, if you can't keep me from floating, then you should not go to the gym no more. You better be able to pull my body back down, bro. Yes.
Got
You better go
man.
find a trampoline and jump up there and tackle me down.
I got you.
Don't
man.
let me float, bro.
Don't let you float.
No, ever.
Yeah. So speaking of the flotation, let's talk about Max. Okay.
Mhm.
I think we all thought Max was dead for a minute. I mean, well, they did say she did die.
She
She did
She's in a
actually
coma.
die. Okay. But I think we all thought she was like dead. Like they killed her off when we
Yeah.
saw the arm snap. I was like, oh my gosh, she's really gonna die. You know, you thought she's gonna stay alive because 11 saved her the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and the second time it was like, oh dang, like it was
But 11 touched her in the end, though.
right. Okay, so that's a theory. Let's talk about for a second. And look, I have a life. So I've only seen volume 1 and 2 once,
Mm-hmm.
and that's probably all I'm gonna watch it. So I'm not gonna go dig and
Right.
whatnot, right? So this is just from what I saw. Okay, so there's a theory. There's lots of theories out there on what's going on with Max, on what might happen with her in season 5. You know, obviously she's alive, but a lot of people are wondering what's going on with her because when 11 like touched her in the hospital, she couldn't find her. So
Yeah.
like she couldn't find like nothing, like memories or nothing. And I saw something on TikTok the other day that said, if you remember, I forget the doctor's name, Papa,
Mm-hmm.
right? Said that when one gets you, he consumes. He consumes your memories and everything like that.
So she's gonna
Right.
wake up with a blank slate.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know, man. There's so many different theories out there, you know, like what's going to happen with Max and,
Yeah.
you know, how it's going to set up season 5. Some people think that, I mean, who knows? Because a lot of people, again, there's so many different theories. Like, is Vecna hurt so bad he uses Max's body? Or, you know, there's just so many things. But what do you think is up with Max, man? Like, obviously, you know, I know you said that she's in a coma,
Yeah.
but like, what do you think is
Man,
going to happen with, like, is she?
I'll tell you what I want to happen.
All right, let's go there.
I want her to die.
Okay.
I want her dead because one thing that always upsets me, bro, is when you build such an emotional attachment with the character and then you see her there dying and then her like, I can't see, you know, and then
Yeah.
then everyone's fear comes out. It's like, I'm scared to die. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you sad, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and a little tear kind of came out. I was like,
Yeah.
you know, seeing them scream, seeing him hold her. You know, I got a family now, bro. So now I make it like it hits even harder.
Right.
And then you bring them back to life. Like, what was that tear for then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just leave them dead.
Yeah.
You know, leave it sad.
All right.
So I want her to stay dead.
Okay, so let's talk about that then. Let me ask you this: who do you think dies in season 5? Because you know there has to be death.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna die, or 2 or 3. So going into season 5, who do you think does not make it out?
It's a tough one.
So I honestly believe 11 is gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something that I heard that makes so much sense. A lot of people are saying Mike is gonna die. So like if 11 lives, Mike's gonna die, and that is like the motivation where 11 gets all the power to kill Vecna, because if you think like
Yeah.
Will is what? He's the heart, right? I mean Mike is the heart. That's what Will said. You know, you remember the picture, you saw him with the heart and the armor, right? It's possible that Mike dies. I think one of the new, I think either I don't want Steve to die, but I think he might. like in a heroic sacrifice.
That'd be good.
To
That'd be good
say,
for him and Nancy.
You know,
For Jonathan and Nancy.
Yeah, that'd be a good hero. I think Steven does that, or it could be opposite. Jonathan might die. Steve or Jonathan is gonna die. I see.
Yeah.
I really think Hop finally dies as well.
I don't think he does.
You don't think so? You think he's gonna be around?
Bro, if he can survive the Russians, he can survive anything, bro. Vecna ain't got nothing on the Russians.
But yeah, so I mean, I know that's a lot, but
yeah, I think there's something with Will, bro. Like, how come Will can still feel everything?
Yeah,
like,
so
I think there's an emotional attachment there, you know. So I think he might use Vecna, or Vecna might use Will.
Yeah,
and I think Will might die.
It's a strong possibility. There's a lot of people who have said that it started with Will, it's gonna end with Will. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that,
because there is that connection.
Yeah.
You know, like you saw at the end of season 5.
Yeah.
You got that Spidey sense tingle happening.
And as long as there's a connection, bro, there will always be.
And so a theory I have, I don't know how true it is. I don't even know if it will happen, but this is just my thing. I know me and Nathan, who's our worship leader here, we talked about it extensively Sunday morning before church.
And good way to get pumped up.
Yeah. And I told him, I was like, man, I have a feeling that 11 basically frees Will from everything, and in the process kills Vecna, right? But the only way to truly like save Hawkins is to close the Upside Down with her inside. And in the process, she uses so much power that she kills herself, right?
Yeah.
She pushes herself to the extreme, ultimately, because she's always talking about my friends, my friends, my friends. I need to go save my friends, this, that, whatever, right? Now, I don't know if that'll happen, but that's just one of my theories that, you know, that's just a theory I have. What if that takes place? I mean, I don't know.
I think someone else needs powers, bro. Like, after they left us on the cliffhanger, with, like, everything open up, bro, there's no way one person can close all that up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty intense. Like, unless they're gonna straight up, you know, Game of Thrones us, everyone dies.
I'll be pissed, dude.
That'd be okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'd settle with that.
Dude,
you know?
Speaking of Game of Thrones, did you hear that Millie, the girl who plays 11, she was saying that there needs to be more death in Stranger Things. Like, there needs to be more people killed off. And she was, like, complaining. And the directors, the brothers were like, this isn't Game of Thrones. Okay? This is Stranger Things.
That's funny. Well, maybe because they made that comment, it just might be now. Huh?
You never know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But it's too bad we gotta wait like 20 freaking years for season 5.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when this came out, like, you had already graduated, right?
I think so, yes.
2016 when it came out, yeah. The kids, like, it's crazy, man, because I remember when they started Dungeons and Dragons in Mike's basement, and here we are. And it's, you know, I've heard this theory that everything that all the campaigns they do in Dungeons and Dragons is basically what's happening.
It makes sense.
All the monsters, like, remember the Demogorgon? Had the Demogorgon.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? And as we learned, Vecna's been involved since the beginning. He's created the Mind Flayer, all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's so crazy because if you remember when Will gets taken, when he's in that shed, a lot of people are like, it was Vecna who took Will, because if it was a Demogorgon, it would have killed him. It would have, you know, whatever. But it was Vecna because if you remember when he was on the inside of the shed, the key lock, the chain lock, it moved telepathically, right? And so a lot of people are like, it was Vecna who took Will. But I think the question that needs to be answered in season 5 is why? What made him all of a sudden just come for some random kid in Hawkins out of the blue after all these years?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they said he attacked like in what, like 1950s.
Yeah.
And then came back all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Maybe he just needed to grow. So if you pay attention, Papa said, "You're not strong enough."
Yep.
We don't know how strong he is or what he's consumed in all of these
Exactly.
years. So it's like there's just no way of beating
Yeah.
him. It's like, how do you beat something that constantly keeps consuming?
Yeah, and so that's like you said. I think someone else is gonna have to step in.
Yeah.
Who that is, I don't know. Again, I'm not a professional Stranger Things theory person.
Yeah.
You know, but
since we brought up Game of Thrones, so did you see who the Russian was?
yeah,
The Russian was the faceless guy.
the faceless guy.
I was like,
yeah,
I've seen him before. Where have I seen that guy?
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So I was like waiting for like a face change. It never happened. It was a kind of disappointment.
Game of Thrones. So just to shift gears real quick, and we'll come back. I had never seen Game of Thrones, and Hez and his wife and my wife were like, "You need to watch it. You need to watch it." Listen, I tried watching it numerous times, right? Because we have HBO Max. I would get 2 episodes in, and I would doze off.
Sad.
And my wife Hez and his wife Josie were like, "You just gotta. I know it's a little slow at the beginning, but once I got to episode 3 or 4, I was engaged, dude. Like, that show was awesome, and yeah, I was upset with how it ended because I was like, so what the heck happens?"
Yep.
And so I'm hoping with the Jon Snow series they're supposed to do,
Yes.
they kind of answer some of those questions.
That's a long way to go, though.
I know, man, but I hope there's some questions answered.
Yeah.
All I know is if Game of Thrones kills Snow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they kill Snow, I'm done with it. I'm done with the whole franchise, bro. I'm done with it. He's the only one strong. He's the only one left. The fact that he survived the Army of the Dead,
He's
right?
a beast,
He's
bro.
a beast, man.
Well, Arya's dog is still alive.
Oh, that's right. That's right. She's out there. Yeah, that's
she's
right.
wild though.
Yeah, yeah. She's the head of the pack too.
Mm-hmm.
She's the head of the pack.
That's scary.
I would love to see. Look, I know we're definitely shifted gears super fast. I would love to see a spin-off of Arya.
Yeah.
She's a gangster, dude.
That's true.
She really is.
But there's a lot of controversy though if they were to do that, because what did she say she was going to go do? She said, where do the maps end?
Yeah.
So is she gonna fall off because the Earth is flat?
Stop.
Or is she gonna come back around because it's round?
She gonna come back around.
That's the question.
She gonna come back around. Calm down, Kyrie Irving. Nah, man, but yeah, Game of Thrones, I liked it a lot, man.
It was good.
And
I
so
told you.
I'm excited about the House of Dragons.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we should be promoting Game of Thrones to teens. Don't watch it.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Wait till you're 18.
Yeah, wait till you're old enough to watch it.
Yeah. If we find out you are, we will tell your parents. We will have a sit down and discussion.
All right, man. So before we wrap up, dude, favorite scene. And I know there was a lot more stuff we could have talked about, obviously. But what about favorite scenes, man? Were you cheering when 11 at the skate ranch
Knocked her out.
walked up and grabbed that skate and was like, "Hey, Angela!" Boom! Boom!
Yeah.
What were you doing when she walked up and grabbed that skate, bro?
Like, that's what you get, you little brat. That was my first thought. That's my first thought.
And when she hit her,
Yeah, that. I think that's nonsense. I don't think she got a grade 2 concussion. I think she just. Her parents were like, "Oh my gosh, my perfect little angel." So they started getting angry. Yeah, I was so for that, bro. I was so for that.
bro, I realized how toxic I was, or how toxic I am, when I found myself cheering, like, "Dig, do it, 11. That's right, grab that skate. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
bust her up, bust her up." And when she hit it, I was like, "That's how you do it."
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay,
man.
so like, I was for the skate. It was a little extreme. She could have flipped it around. Because I know those skates are heavy.
Yeah, dude.
But I don't think 11 knows how to fight without just, throwing her hands at you. She throws her hands at you, but they don't make contact with you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like she probably would have lost that fight. But, man, dude, I'll tell you what, though. It also really, really angers me. It angers me how there can be so much proof of someone doing something ugly
Yeah,
to
yeah,
someone and
yeah.
bullying them. Like, bro, that was, if we could just be honest, that was well deserved what 11 did to her. After, humiliating her like that, throwing the chocolate shake, trip the girl while she's skating.
Yep.
That's cool. Push her while she's skating. That's cool. But embarrass her like that in front of everybody.
Especially in front of her boyfriend.
And record it.
Yep.
And everybody laughs. And the DJ, which is supposed to be an adult, partakes in. And 11 gets the back end of it.
Yeah.
How's that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that angered me, bro. I was like, that's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made me a little sad. I'll tell you what, though, man. It really did. That first episode and the second one, it really got me thinking, man. I was like, dude. So I wasn't like a super popular kid, but I guess I wasn't, not popular in high school and middle school. It's kind of a jock in middle school. But, bro, I never saw people getting picked on like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it kind of got the wheels turned like, dang, dude, is this really going on in our schools?
For some kids, yeah, bro.
Like that's brutal, bro.
Yeah.
Like, cause that can really drive some kids to do some crazy things.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, man, dude, it just sucks. And then like Vecna feeds off of your trauma.
Yeah.
So it's like, Grant, yeah, of course, here we go again, but it's almost like the same thing with the enemy, with the devil.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like he sees your trauma, he sees what has hurt you, he sees your past, and it's like, how can I attack them with their past?
Yep.
And if you keep all that bottled up, man, it could be a dangerous road, man, and it can lead to some very ugly things. And it really made me kind of sad, man.
Yeah. No, man, and you bring up a great point in topic. Bullying is a real thing.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, and I won't say her name because I didn't ask permission, but we've had a young lady who has shared her story in the youth ministry, of her, of her dealing and overcoming bullying. Verbal bullying, just really talking down to this young lady, and it really had an effect on her at one point, and then she overcame that, but yeah, bullying is a real thing, man. Bullying is it's a real thing, and like you said, kids who take so much of it, eventually they, like 11, snap. They snap, dude. And obviously, I say, I found myself cheering, but the reality is, in all serious truth, at the end of the day, what 11 did was wrong. How she reacted, right? You can't. And of course, there are some parents out there who will tell their kids, "Hey, look, if you're getting bullied, you better." Right. But I'm glad they at least in this show emphasize that, hey, what 11 did was wrong. She was gonna be arrested, she got picked up, all that sort of stuff, right? And so, listen, there's consequences to your actions. You may bullies may not get, because that is true. Sometimes, like with that whole situation, bullying is sometimes it's just kids being kids, kids being silly, this, that, whatever. But it is a real thing, and so, and you find yourself in a situation where you're being bullied, even if you feel like nobody's listening, you definitely need to make it known. Talk to mom, dad, over and over and over again. Talk to a teacher, counselor, principal. Talk to your youth pastor. Talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't have to live like that. No one should. And so, but yeah, man, that was a crazy scene.
That was pretty intense, man. But like I said, man, it was. Like I said, yes, it was wrong, but it almost felt worth it, bro. Yeah, that was harsh. I think my favorite scene though would be whenever they found a sub for Lucas, and it was his little sister.
Yep.
I was like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And that girl just went in there and she just regulated, bro.
What did you say? I'm 11, you long-haired freak.
Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah.
I'm telling you, man, Erica's a beast, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I really hope she gets like an even bigger role in season 5.
I think she will.
Cause she is like quote unquote a nerd.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I really hope she gets like Bro, was I the only one who was shocked that they let that high school kid tackle her?
Bro.
I was like, are they really letting it
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Equality, bro.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, real quick before we end too, were you what'd you think of? I honestly forgot his name. The kid who was fighting Lucas.
Oh, I forgot his name.
I forgot his name.
But yes, it was so worth it for him to die.
Okay, good. I'm glad you saw it. You know, there's people I still talk to today. They're like, he died.
He got stuck in the middle of
yeah,
the
and
opening.
his whole body burnt up. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to people still today, and they're like, he died. I'm like, yeah. When the gates opened.
Yeah.
And they were like, I was like, yeah, he was in the middle, and it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I'll tell you what. That is the perfect representation of just assuming and not conversating.
Yeah.
Like,
Facts.
he just assumed what was going on and thought he knew everything. Bro, it's not a cult. It's freaking. It's a bunch of kids playing some dungeon games.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you get for assuming. You get caught up in places you shouldn't be, and you get torn in half.
Yeah. And you know what, man? Lucas, shout out to Luke, man.
Nah, not really, bro. He got beat up.
He did get beat up, but he put them hands on him at the end.
Yeah, then the end, because he saw his baby getting floated.
Man, he saw Max about to. Well, and then it got serious when he saw the tape player get busted up.
Oh, bro, yes. When I see that, I was
when
like,
I saw that,
no.
I was like, yeah, Max
She's
is dead. She's definitely dying. They're really about to kill her off.
You want to know, though? I was thinking when I saw her crack up, bro, I was like, bro, if she survives this, the recovery is going to be brutal.
Well, because when she lost Billy, it was, you already saw it in season 4, she was already having issues. So yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking about like the actual physical, because bro, her bones are already broke.
Well, that was the thing too, man. Did you notice? Like she was like, oh, like how? Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
A lot of reconstruction in her bones, bro. A lot of metal things in there. I'm sure now. Yep. Yeah, Lucas. If I was Lucas, I would drop that because I'm not putting up with that. I'm not gonna have to take care of you.
You're sorry, bro.
No.
You're sorry.
No, I'm not, bro. We are not married. If you're gonna be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life and I gotta push you around,
wow,
I am not doing it. We are just boyfriend. They're not even boyfriend and girlfriend. Nope. I'm not doing it, bro.
Bro,
I'm bouncing.
You're evil, bro.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
God.
No one told you to go floating in the sky. She knew the risk.
Oh my God.
Heck no, bro. That's a long road ahead of her.
Well, you heard it here, folks. From Hezekiah Gallegos.
Not you, baby. Though. I love you, Josie. I'll do anything for you. I'll pull you around in a wheelchair the rest of our lives.
Well, we'll end with this, man. I just want to say, since our first episode, we've only had one Wednesday and Sunday total, just one. In the last one person who wore Crocs.
Nice.
Croc wearing has gone down. Like I don't ever see no Chris since our last episode, man.
That's
so, you know, we're doing the Lord's work.
We're making an impact.
Making an impact, slowly but
Yes,
surely. And for those of you who remember, we were talking about shoes last time. Has got his kicks.
I sure did.
Got him on Father's
I actually
Day.
got 3 pairs.
He got his kicks, so
It was nice.
you know. We know how to leverage this podcast. No, I was playing.
Yes, we do. So the next thing, I'm looking for a pellet grill. So if we can do some convincing there, some persuasion, we'll be good.
So we're gonna close this up. So we've done June, July. So we got August, September, October, November, December. So we got 5 more episodes for season 1. We just, like I said, this first season we're just gonna do 1 a month, put them out there, and we're really just trying to get better at this as well for you guys. And like I said, we hope we make you guys laugh and, you know, just keep you guys just give you guys content to just have fun.
Whenever your boss is annoying you and you just throw an AirPod
on, right? Yeah.
Tell them you're listening to God's word. You don't have to listen to them at the moment.
You know, so we just we hope you guys are having fun with this as much as we are, and you know, in the next season, you know, definitely start bringing some of you guys on, because I know y'all been asking about it. All right, so
there's a $25 Kofi.
That's it. That's all we ask.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah. So like I said, man, we'll see y'all next month, the month of August. By the way, before we close, shout out to Noe, who is competing in the Baseball World Series.
Woo woo.
Yeah, I watched him play this morning online. It was pretty cool, man. He was pitching this morning. I want that kid on my dodgeball team.
Heck yeah, I'm sure he's got an arm.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, we'll see you all, or we'll talk to you all next month in the month of August, and we'll talk to y'all soon, all right?
Have a great one.